right, John, you're doing me a huge favor by walking us through your pedal board real quick. Let's start with maybe just the bass tone, like just no pedals.
No pedals.
What's your amp? So everything's coming from the pedal board in terms of like drive, fuzz.
Everything comes from the pedal board. Yeah, we turn our, I like to keep one of my amps loud enough that hopefully it's got a little bit of bite if I dig.
Okay.
And I feel like Gina's pretty much the same there, because we do prefer vintage voicings. You know, so it's like amps that have a little bit of natural breakup, but not like the Marshall style, more like more like classic Fenders. So it's good to I think it's good to have a little bit of grit in there, which I don't think you can quite hear it at this volume or this pressure, but it's mostly like Gina and I need to start from a very beautiful, pristine and classic kind of open, clean sound, which is why we play the combo. It's a big part of why we play the combo. It's a big part of why we play Fenders and the JCs, is because they have beautiful what our guitar tech Jesse likes to call cowboy chords. They sound good. They sound good that way. There's none of that like overly processed sort of modern sound to it. So yeah, you start from, you know, it's shit in, shit out.
Yeah.
So if we start from a solid bass, everything else should take on a unique character because of that. So the more headroom, the cleaner, and the more like character there is there, the better I think that these pedals shine. But because we're ultimately building on this.
Well, let's start building and to just show off some different combos that you have.
Right. So my gains just go in stages. So like the, not specifically, but basically layout is like I start with a clean, then I've got a low drive, then I've got my sort of stock, like every song sort of drive. Then I've got one that's a little more aggressive, and then I've got a fuzz that I can kick on for leads. So my stock clean, this is my low drive, which is
the hot cake.
The honey overdrive. The what are they called? Beatronics. So it's a little. This one feels a little saucy to me at the moment. Usually it would be a little cleaner, but I want a low drive that, if I roll off a little bit, just kind of has a classic sound. But it's a low drive, you know, there's no feeding back. And then past that on my board, I've got a circuit that's got both my compressor, which is an old, like a very old Dynacomp from MXR that I kind of had to mod so that it would even fit into a modern pedal board. But also in that circuit, I've got one of my favorites, which is the Earthquaker Tentacle. This is I use this very frequently on our records. It's just kind of a weird pedal. So I don't know. That does that.
Yeah.
And then my stock drive is the double hot cake, which I currently have set to double, but I'll go night by night, but depending on what the power however well conditioned the power is, I can either use one or both parts of it. But it's my favorite sounding drive on the planet. So it can do like stuff. So it's kind of a classic, like a high gain classic rock kind of sound. Then the Rat, I don't know, I just fucking love Rats. So with the Rat, I like to keep the volume all the way up, the distortion almost all the way down, and the filter or EQ almost all the way down. And even almost all the way down, it still sounds pretty bright to me. But so here's my regular drive. This is a more aggressive drive. And then on top of any of these sounds, I can stack the fuzz, which is I think it's just a stock Big Muff that our tech Jesse has modded. I'm not exactly sure what he's done to it.
Okay.
But I keep the sustain all the way down, the tone all the way down, and the volume up pretty high. And I think I bypass this tone stack, so that can take. Hello me, meet the real me. Then for fun, I've got a phaser. I've got this is one of my favorite reverbs, the Dispatch Master by Earthquaker Effects. Just have it turn all the way up with all the delay part of it just off. Okay, so that one sounds pretty cool. We got a little tremolo action.
Gotta have
Just a basic boss. I think Seb hates it. Then one of my favorite pedals is this Deluxe Memory Man, which is a little noisy. You can hear a little noise kicks on, but it's... I got this Boss digital delay, but I hate it, so I'm gonna swap it out soon. Okay. We've all heard that. And that's kind of it. I mean, I got a whammy on here that I can use if I want to. I think that's it. I got a tuner, Strymon tuner.
Gotta have that.
Tells me when I'm in tune, tells me when I'm out. Volume pedal. Tells me when I'm out, tells me when I'm playing.
John, thank you so much for going so quickly. We're breeze through Gina's.
Of course.